Welcome to Lake TV's Community Spotlight Show, brought to you by the great folks at COMC, Central Ozarks Medical Center, where your health is their mission. And we've got Dustin Johnson with us here today. He is the creator of something called Project VetJet, right?
That's right.
Okay. Well, first of all, thanks for coming by. I appreciate it.
Thanks for the opportunity.
So what is Project VetJet?
Project VetJet is a program I developed to help other veterans cope with PTSD or other physical ailments that they have service-connected or service-related. It's a way to get fellow veterans out in the outdoors and enjoy some recreational outdoor therapy, and it really helps.
Yeah.
I've never seen anybody with a sad face on a jet ski.
Wow, that's cool. And it's something you never really think about.
That's right.
But it's a perfect fit for something like this. So how did you get this idea? How did this come to you?
Well, I've always been an outdoorsman and a fisherman and stuff like that. And I rode watercraft when I was young and stuff. But I would do a lot of fishing up near Truman Lake, up near the dam up there. And was a hot summer August day one day, and the fish weren't biting at all, and I unfortunately was not having a great time, and I just, out of nowhere, come this guy on a watercraft, and he just grinning from ear to ear and just having the time of his life, and I thought, you know what? There's probably something to that, and I went out and found the first cheap PWC I could find that I could work on and get going, and it's just spread from there. Our group is about 300 members strong. Some of those members are from local and some of them are from out of state. Having said that, we are in the process of gearing up for a Florida chapter.
Wow.
So we're growing fast, and it's all thanks to the help from the Lake area community. And I'd like to thank Nick's Ski Shop from Sunrise Beach. The guys over at Bridgeport, Kawasaki have been a great help to me and with advice and repairs and stuff like that. So,
yeah.
Got to give a big shout out to Buck and those guys over there. They're a great group of guys. So
that's fantastic. And that's a big part of it, keeping those jet skis working and running and everything.
Unfortunately,
right?
Sometimes we spend more time in them than on them. But that's part of the process too.
Yeah.
We bring a lot of these things back from the dead, so they can live on to help us.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you talk about PTSD, and helping your fellow veterans in this process, you're one of them. I mean,
absolutely.
You're a veteran. You have had to deal with some pretty serious, heavy-duty stuff too, so you know where they're coming from.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
What kind of traumatic things did you have to overcome?
Well, February 26, 2005, and these guys are the main inspiration for about everything I do. I was Apache crew chief in the Army and stationed in Camp Page, Korea, just a little south of the DMZ. And during a field training exercise, my pilots, due to pilot error, unfortunately, they crashed my aircraft in the side of a mountain, and it killed both of them. So I was about 19 years old when that happened, and here I am 18, 19 years later, and I've just come to terms with how to maybe cope with it a little bit.
Right.
Find some tools to use, and for a lot of years, I went the wrong direction with that and stayed in a bottle or tried to just numb it out. And that's the goal of Project VetJet is so many of my brothers are dying. They say we lose 22 a day, and I don't think that number's fair.
Right.
We get trapped in our upstairs, and this is an outlet for guys or girls alike to come out and let go of that, even if it's just for a couple hours. It is very therapeutic, and it's been a big help to me. And I know that this is something that my pilots would stand behind.
Yeah.
100%. And nothing will ever bring them back, and nothing will ever take away the pain of loss. But I feel like they're looking down and they're smiling on what I'm doing.
Right.
So.
Well, and it's pretty amazing, I'm guessing, for the other veterans to do this with somebody who has been in their shoes, who is in their shoes, and it helps, I'm sure, give you credibility in what you're trying to help them with.
Well, it's a lot easier to touch, it's a lot easier for me to contact and reach out to another veteran than it is for me just to, a psychiatrist or a civilian doctor, and
Yeah.
or nothing against just people that haven't served, but we tend to understand one another a little bit better,
Absolutely.
and we tend to help hold each other accountable, if that makes sense. So,
Oh yeah,
so
100%.
the whole program is far more than writing some PWCs. We've grown into taking people out and just showing them around the lake on boats and even fishing and stuff like that. So we're growing in multiple directions. I'm trying not to grow too fast because
Yeah.
that's a big fear of mine. I don't want to grow too fast and it fizzle out. So
Yeah.
little by little, we're gaining momentum. We're gaining membership. We're gaining acknowledgement, and that makes me pretty proud. And like I said, it hasn't been without the help of a great lake community we have around here.
All right. So we're talking with Dustin Johnson. He has created something called Project VetJet to help veterans out. It's pretty amazing. We'll continue this conversation when we come back on Lake TV's Community Spotlight Show. Central Ozarks Medical Center, voted Missouri's best and best at the lake, is recruiting team members due to growth. Amazing employment opportunities for both medical and non-medical positions with competitive salaries and outstanding perks. For more information, go to the Careers tab at centralozarks.org. COMC for the best medical, dental, and behavioral health care. Join a leader. Join our team. COMC, where your health is our mission. Welcome back to Lake TV's Community Spotlight Show, presented by the great folks at COMC. We're talking about Project VetJet, created by Dustin Johnson here. So you're a veteran.
I am.
You're a Missouri boy. Where'd you grow up in Missouri?
Brookfield, Missouri, just about a couple, maybe hour and a half south of the Iowa state line.
Yeah, okay, from up there
Corn Belt.
on the border. And you're a veteran. When did you decide to join the service?
When the towers fell.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay,
it was,
9/11.
Yeah, I was a junior in high school, and I'll never forget. Was sitting in class, and we were all watching. We were all glued to that TV, and
Yeah.
and it wasn't but a few minutes later, me and a couple other buddies jumped up out of our desk and went and told the principal what we thought. And I'm not going to go into that, but we went on down to the recruiter station, and about 4 or 5 of us signed up that day.
Wow.
If it wasn't that day, it was within that week. We were all signed up and had our orders for basic very soon after. So
One of those things that happened in history that you remember where you were.
absolutely,
And what you were doing.
absolutely. I'll never forget how together our country was back
Yeah,
then. So.
yeah, it sure brought us together, at least for a short while.
That's right.
And
That's right.
everybody said never forget, and everybody forgot, it seems like,
Some of us haven't.
So you're a big, tough military guy, I mean, a veteran, and you face life and death and all these things, but I hear there are a couple of things that you're very afraid of, like your wife's driving, maybe.
That's right. Yeah, yeah. She scares me.
Why is that so scary for you?
Well, because I'm not in control of that.
Ah, there you go.
Right.
That's a good point.
Yep. And deathly afraid of the dark. I don't know why. If I can't see it, I'm scared to death of it.
Has it always been that way?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. I don't think, the being afraid of the dark thing is, I got to sleep with the TV on. I think, at least for the TV, it's just the ambient noise to drown out the ringing that we have in our ears. A lot of veterans can relate to that
Right.
tinnitus.
So is this the Project VetJet helping veterans PTSD overcome a lot of that stuff by getting them out on the water, having a good time, doing that kind of
Not only that, one of our slogans is we bring back the broken for the broken. Mm-hmm. So from the generosity of the lake area, we've gotten several donations over the last summer and this summer of skis that were just on their last leg.
Yeah.
And part of the process is breathing new life back into that machine. And that is therapeutic all by itself.
Yeah.
If you don't mind turning a wrench, and if you have a little bit of mechanical aptitude, the process with that can be very rewarding. From bringing something back from dead to alive, and we're enjoying it now.
Right.
So again, that's a huge part of the program. And like I said, when we spend more time in them than on them, that's no lie. That's no lie. But we're learning these machines inside and out, and it's more than just a hobby.
It's symbolic too for the veterans
It is.
of
It is.
from death to life.
We've been able to give away several PWCs this summer already. I want to say we've done 3 so far.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to get some delivered down to Florida, which you would think there's plenty down there, but
Right.
we're working on it, and we're going to grow that far. So
Okay. So is this for older veterans, younger veterans? Who's this for?
this is for any veteran able to still operate a watercraft or take a boat ride. You know, if I've got a family or a veteran family that is older that'd like to come out and enjoy the lake, we have some bigger boats that we could take them out and charter them around for a while and take them to dinner or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Because that's relaxing and therapeutic all in itself. So
Absolutely.
we're definitely not limited to PWCs anymore, and we're trying to incorporate some camping and some other physical activities as well. So.
That's good to know because there's a lot of people who can't jump on a jet ski
That's
anymore, you know, because
That's
of back problems or injuries or something like this. So you were in the Army, veteran, stuff like that. What did you do when you got out of the Army?
I went to a program called Helmets to Hard Hats, and I joined the Boilermakers Union, and I traveled for 15 years.
Wow.
Basically, as soon as I got out of the Army, I worked on the road, and I didn't really come home that much. I just 7 days a week, 12 hours a day, 6, 7, 8 months long at a time. So.
Yeah. So you were moving around, and then you found the lake.
Yeah. So I found the lake. I want to say 13 years ago when I met my wife.
Right.
And I knew the lake was always here, but I just had never made it down this far. And work brought me to Sedalia, which isn't too far from Truman Lake. And there I found the Truman Dam. I've always loved catfishing, and it was a couple veterans down there that taught me what I needed to know to be successful and being a blue cat angler down there on the big rocks of Truman Dam. So I fell in love with the Lake of the Ozarks then, and it would take a tow truck to pull me away from here now.
Absolutely. There's a lot of us that would say that. We're down to our last couple of minutes. Do you need help? Do you need volunteers?
So yes, volunteers are always helpful. We always appreciate donations. So if anybody has a watercraft or PWC or boat that they've outgrown, or maybe they don't know what to do with, part of how we've been able to maintain our existence is by parting out old jet skis.
Yeah.
You know, there's a niche for that, and people are still out there working on the old things, and they need parts. So we've been able to sell parts off of old broken skis to pay for fuel, to pay for you know, life vest, protective equipment and stuff like that, and it's been a win. It's been a win. So
yeah, for a lot of people.
yes, absolutely, for a lot of people. And if anybody wants to know how to reach out to us, we're on Facebook. Just check us out. Our group's called Project VetJet. We're about 340 members strong. Just hit the join button, or feel free to reach out to me and shoot me a message on Facebook, or I don't know if I should give my number out.
It's up to you if you want people to call.
Yeah, no, my phone number is 660-620-7356. Generally don't hardly ever answer my phone because I'm on a machine, but I will be sure to get back to you. So, but yeah, it's been all because of the lake area, and especially I want to thank Charlie Foxtrots. They chose us this last month for their charity of the month, and they raised $500 for us.
Wow.
Which was very appreciative. And yeah, it's just like I said, it's things like that keep us going, that keep reaffirming what I'm doing is good. This is much more than a me thing, and I think it kind of drives my wife a little batty sometimes. but I think she understands where I'm at with it, and that I need that. Not only for me, but if I can help one brother out, if I can get him out of his head, out of his home, out of his little box that he's trapped in for just a couple hours, if I can help one veteran, the whole thing was a success.
Absolutely. And you're doing that. Yeah. All right. So it's Project VetJet. Go check it out. Dustin Johnson, thank you, brother. Appreciate it very much.
I appreciate you, sir.
You bet. And thank you for joining us for Lake TV's Community Spotlight Show.